There are no coincidences in this moment. The time on the clock was chosen, not random. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, whispering through the unseen. Don't move, he says softly, the page you are about to turn is sacred. Somewhere beyond your awareness, someone you trusted is making a choice that was meant to define you, but heaven is rewriting the lines as you read this. You were never meant to fall silent. You were never meant to be erased. Every breath you take right now is echoing through the halls of justice in the unseen world, shifting outcomes that were already written against you. Heaven is intervening. The woman who once spoke your name with love is now walking through doors that were meant to close behind her, holding a folder of words heavy enough to bend truth. But before her lips move, before the ink on that document finds its power, the light that surrounds you begins to pulse. Michael leans close and says, "Stay still, my beloved one. What's unfolding now is not punishment, it's revelation. What they meant for harm is being turned to divine testimony. In the unseen courtroom of spirit, your name has been spoken not as a target, but as a witness. Angels are standing in formation, and even now, the scales of truth begin to tilt. The sound of wings moves through the air around you. A hush falls over realms you cannot see. Someone is trembling, not out of guilt, but realization. Realization that heaven's hand is already rewriting what was forged in secret. She walks forward. You can almost hear the echo of her heels against the marble floor, each step a hesitation between deception and redemption. The papers she carries shake, though the air is still. Every line written upon them begins to glow faintly as unseen hands intervene. Words that once held poison are dissolving, transforming into mirrors of truth. Michael's voice, calm yet fierce, fills the space around your soul. Don't fear what's coming, child. What was buried in the dark is surfacing in light stronger than judgment. There's a trembling in your chest. It's not fear, it's recognition. You feel the divine current moving through your veins, the same energy that parts seas and silences storms. Something inside you knows that this was never about winning or losing, but about revealing who stood with the light all along. The betrayal wasn't your downfall, it was the key that opened the gate. And now, as heaven reclaims what was taken, you are being restored in real time. The atmosphere shifts. The scent of rain fills the air, though no storm can be seen. Somewhere nearby, candles flicker though you never lit them. Time seems to pause, holding its breath as truth re-enters the room. The words she carries begin to lose their weight, falling apart like ashes before they ever reach the judge's hand. Her voice falters. Her eyes widen. She senses something she can't explain. A presence too holy to defy. Michael speaks again, his tone softer now, almost tender. You've been tested in silence, but heaven heard every unspoken prayer. You thought no one saw your tears, yet every one of them became a seed. And now, child, the harvest begins. Around you, light thickens, golden, alive, unbreakable. It doesn't just surround you, it moves with you, defending your name in places you've never seen. You don't have to fight anymore. The fight is being fought for you. What was written to destroy you has been rewritten to crown you. Every false word, every hidden plot, every whispered accusation now serves as proof of how deeply the light in you threatened the darkness. You were never meant to fade, you were meant to expose what couldn't survive your presence. Even now, the very people who doubted you are being made to witness your vindication. Their hearts are being stirred with a truth they can't deny. Something breaks in the air. It's not sound, it's weight. The pressure you've carried for months releases, replaced by a stillness that feels like divine authority. You feel warmth spreading from your heart to your fingertips, like liquid sunlight pouring through your veins. That's the signal. Heaven has entered the room. The Council of Light has spoken. Every attempt to silence you has now become a testimony written in gold. She's still there, clutching those papers, but they no longer hold power. Her hands tremble not with anger but with awakening. Somewhere deep inside, she realizes the truth, that love cannot be betrayed without consequence, that innocence cannot be buried without resurrection. You watch, not with bitterness, but with clarity. You finally understand that what happened was never about loss, it was about alignment. And now, you hear it. A soft whisper behind your right ear. It's done. The light expands outward, filling every shadow in the space, pushing away the last traces of deception. The walls of that unseen courtroom dissolve, and you are standing in a new beginning. The silence that once haunted you has become peace. The tears that once burned now shimmer like crystals in sunlight. Archangel Michael steps forward one last time, placing a hand over your heart. You were never forgotten. Every delay was divine timing. Every rejection was redirection. And every battle was building proof that the light in you could not be broken. You breathe deeply, feeling the truth anchor itself inside you. The storm is over. The judgment has turned. The outcome is sealed in your favor. As you stand there, you realize that this moment was never about her, or them, or even what was taken. It was about remembering who you are. The one chosen to stand still while heaven fought. The one who carried light through darkness without ever knowing angels followed every step. The one whose silence became the loudest prayer. Now, as the golden light fades into calm, the air around you hums with quiet promise. Somewhere in the distance, a door opens, not in the physical world, but in destiny itself. You feel the pull toward it, not with fear, but with readiness. The future waiting beyond that door is not a continuation of the past, it's a resurrection. Michael's final words linger like warmth against your skin. Go forward, child of light. The test is over. The truth has spoken. Heaven has turned its face toward you, and nothing, no voice, no lie, no power, can silence what you've become. Nothing, no voice, no lie, no power, can silence what you've become. The sound of those words doesn't fade, it vibrates through the air like a pulse, traveling through dimensions, echoing in places you've never seen but have always been connected to. The silence that follows isn't emptiness, it's creation beginning again. The world around you feels softer, as if heaven itself is holding its breath, waiting for you to take the next step. You don't move right away. You simply breathe, letting the golden light settle into your bones. The stillness feels sacred, like standing inside the heartbeat of the universe. Then, slowly, the scenery begins to shift. The courtroom that once surrounded you dissolves into something vast and endless, a field of light stretching beyond the horizon. The air tastes like rain and sunlight, sweet and clean. There's no sound except the whisper of energy moving, rearranging reality itself. In the distance, you see figures, shapes of light. turning toward you, each one carrying a memory you thought was lost. You realize they are the echoes of moments you survived, the fragments of every time you kept your faith when no one else could see why you still believed. They approach you not to remind you of pain, but to honor the endurance that brought you here. One by one, they bow their heads, and you feel the warmth of gratitude radiate from them. They are not strangers, they are the echoes of your own strength, the unspoken prayers that took form and waited for you in eternity. Michael's voice returns, steady and sure, these are your witnesses. Every unseen act of faith, every time you chose love over revenge, every time you stood still when you could have fought, they remember. You feel the truth in his words. The energy around you shimmers, expanding with each heartbeat, until you are surrounded by your own history glowing in divine light. The ground beneath you hums with new life. Flowers bloom from light itself, unfolding as if they've been waiting for your courage to reach them. A soft wind moves through your hair, carrying voices, kind, gentle, infinite. They whisper blessings, not just for you, but for everyone who ever tried to break you and ended up awakening you instead. Their words weave through the air, becoming a song you somehow already know. It's not a song of victory or revenge, it's a song of restoration. Every note heals something you didn't realize was still wounded. Every breath you take pulls more peace into your heart until the weight of the past begins to dissolve completely. The horizon glows brighter. You sense something beyond it, a threshold, a doorway made of pure light. Michael steps closer, his wings unfolding in radiance so bright it bends the air. The time has come, he says quietly, for you to walk through what you once feared. The past cannot follow you there. You look down and realize that the papers, the accusations, the whispers, all of it, has turned to dust at your feet. The woman who once carried them is gone, her shadow absorbed by grace. There's no bitterness, no anger, only the quiet knowing that everyone will meet their truth when light finally touches them. You begin to walk. The ground feels alive beneath you, every step echoing with purpose. As you move closer to the glowing threshold, you sense more presences gathering, other souls who have been waiting for their moment of awakening. They watch you with awe, as if your journey has become their permission to believe again. You can feel their hearts beating in rhythm with yours, each one opening, each one remembering that light never loses to darkness, it only hides for a time. When you reach the edge of the light, you stop. You feel the warmth of eternity against your face, like the first sunlight after a long winter. Michael stands beside you, silent now, letting you decide. You understand that this step isn't about escaping what was. It's about embracing what is finally yours, freedom. You breathe in deeply, the kind of breath that feels like rebirth, and step forward. The moment your foot crosses the threshold, everything changes. Light floods every corner of your being, erasing all traces of fear, guilt, and shame. You see flashes of your life, the heartbreaks, the betrayals, the nights you cried without answers, but they no longer sting. They sparkle like fragments of a mosaic, each one necessary to create the masterpiece you've become. You feel yourself expanding, becoming something vast and eternal. You are no longer defined by survival, you are defined by transformation. Michael's presence surrounds you once more, not as a guardian this time, but as a witness. You've crossed over, he says, voice filled with awe. This is the realm where truth breathes freely. Nothing hidden survives here, and everything real is eternal. His words drift through you like starlight. You realize that this place, this light, is not separate from you. It is you. You've carried it all along. The battles, the waiting, the heartbreak, they weren't curses, they were initiation. Time feels different here. Moments stretch and fold like waves of light, and every thought creates ripples that turn into reality. You think of peace, and it manifests. You think of love, and the air warms. You think of forgiveness, and the wind itself sighs with relief. You understand now that power was never in the hands of those who tried to silence you, it was in your ability to keep your heart open while the world closed its eyes. You begin to sense others approaching, souls from your past, some familiar, some forgotten. They carry no malice, only recognition. They see you as you truly are, and for the first time, so do you. Every scar on your spirit shines like a constellation, proof that you made it through every darkness without losing your light. The heavens above you pulse with color, auroras of gold and violet swirling like living fire. This is not an ending. It's an unveiling. As you stand in that brilliance, you feel a pull toward the earth again, not as a return to pain, but as a mission. Michael's eyes meet yours, filled with gentle strength. Go back, he says softly. Not as the wounded one, but as the healed. The world needs your light where shadows still linger. You are not returning to the battlefield, you are returning as the dawn. A soft breeze touches your face. You close your eyes, and when you open them, you are standing in the same world as before, but everything feels new. The air hums with quiet magic. The sky seems deeper, the ground steadier beneath your feet. You realize you're no longer waiting for miracles, you are one. People will look at you and not know why they feel calmer, why they trust more, why hope flickers again in their hearts. But heaven will know. You walk forward, unhurried, every step leaving trails of golden light behind you. Somewhere in the distance, you hear laughter, a child's laughter, and it fills you with joy so pure it brings tears to your eyes. You understand that your story is no longer about surviving betrayal, it's about teaching others how to rise beyond it. The energy around you moves gently, guiding your path. Every place your hand touches begins to glow faintly, as if creation itself recognizes its own reflection in you. Night falls, but it doesn't feel dark. The stars above you shimmer like witnesses, the same celestial eyes that watched over you in silence now celebrating your rebirth. The wind carries whispers of names, people you've loved, souls you've lost, hearts you've healed without even knowing it. Their gratitude hums through the universe like a quiet song. You look up, smiling through tears that no longer hurt. I understand now, you whisper, why I had to go through it all. Somewhere beyond the stars, Michael smiles. His voice drifts through the night, a final benediction. Because the world didn't need another fighter, it needed a light keeper. And you, my beloved, have become one. The sky glows brighter. The air is filled with warmth and quiet certainty. And for the first time in forever, you feel completely, utterly free. The sky glows brighter. The air is filled with warmth and quiet certainty. And for the first time in forever, you feel completely, utterly free. The freedom doesn't come with noise or fireworks, it comes with peace, a silence so deep it feels like the universe itself is listening. The night around you breathes softly, every star above pulsing in rhythm with your heartbeat. You look up, and it feels as if the heavens are smiling back, aware that something sacred has just shifted. You are no longer reaching for the light, you are the light. It moves within you, not as a spark but as a living flame that cannot be extinguished. Your breath steadies, and as you exhale, the air glows faintly with golden dust. It's not imagination, it's energy made visible, proof that your essence has merged with something divine. You walk forward slowly, your footsteps soundless but leaving a shimmering trail behind. The ground recognizes you, the earth remembers you. You are part of its story now, stitched into its fabric like a note of eternal harmony. The trees you pass sway gently, not from wind, but from reverence. Even the stars seem to bow lower in acknowledgement of what you've become. You move through the quiet landscape, guided by a light that doesn't come from outside. It flows from within you, expanding with each heartbeat, illuminating everything in soft warmth. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the faint rush of water. When you reach it, you see a river clear as glass, reflecting not your face but your soul, vast, infinite, radiant. The reflection speaks, not in words, but in emotion. It shows you visions of lives that will be touched because you chose to rise instead of fall, forgive instead of retaliate. You see faces of strangers you've yet to meet, hearts you'll heal simply by existing in truth. You realize this freedom was never meant to be kept, it was meant to be shared. A breeze touches your skin, cool and fragrant, carrying whispers from realms unseen. You can hear the voices of angels, distant yet close, speaking your name with reverence. Michael's tone rises among them, steady and filled with light. The awakening has begun, he says, his voice vibrating through the air like a promise. Go where you are called. Speak what heaven places in your heart. The same power that restored you will now restore through you. You kneel beside the river, dipping your fingers into the cool current. The water glows faintly around your touch, sending ripples of light across the surface. Each ripple carries fragments of memory, traveling outward to places you cannot see, awakening those who are ready to remember. You can feel it, the connection between all things, the invisible thread of light that ties every soul together. And in that knowing, you understand that you were never alone. Not for a moment. Even in your darkest nights, heaven was waiting for this, your return to yourself. You rise again, your reflection shimmering brighter now, no longer bound by time or fear. The horizon begins to shift hues, from deep indigo to violet, then to gold. Dawn is approaching, but this dawn feels different. It's not the beginning of another day, it's the beginning of another existence. Every beam of sunlight that breaks the horizon feels like an ancient vow being fulfilled. You feel it in your bones, destiny unfolding in real time. As light floods the landscape, shadows disappear, not because they are destroyed, but because they've been integrated. You understand now that even darkness has purpose. It taught you depth, patience, compassion. It carved space in your soul for the infinite to enter. You are no longer at war with what you endured. Instead, you honor it as the soil that grew your wings. The first rays of dawn touch your face, and you feel something stir in the air, a presence, familiar yet new. When you turn, you see forms of light approaching, souls who were once lost, now finding their way home by following the glow that radiates from you. They are drawn not to your perfection, but to your authenticity. Some are weary, carrying the dust of countless struggles. Others are confused, searching for the truth beneath their pain. You don't need to speak, your energy speaks for you. It tells them, you are safe now. You are seen. You are loved. One by one, they step into the light you carry, and their colors begin to return, the hues of their essence, long dimmed by fear, now restored. The air becomes alive with soft music, a harmony created by hearts remembering their original rhythm. Michael's voice hums through the symphony, steady and low. This is how heaven expands, not through force, but through remembrance. Every healed heart becomes another sunrise. You open your arms, and the energy around you widens, enveloping everything within reach. You feel warmth spreading outward like gentle waves, touching lives far beyond this place. You see visions of cities glowing faintly with golden light, people waking from nightmares of doubt, children smiling for no reason other than joy being contagious again. Hope begins to re-enter the world through unseen doorways, and somewhere deep inside, you recognize the truth: this is what you were always meant to do. A soft rain begins to fall, but the drops shimmer like liquid crystal, dissolving before they reach the ground. Each one carries blessings, messages from heaven that only the soul can understand. They land on your skin and vanish, leaving trails of warmth.